with a manager, with a stranger? Am I able to communicate with a stranger? Can I strike a conversation with a stranger? Yeah. Am I social? What kind of a person I am? Am I comfortable really talking to people? Do I enjoy really being in a group? How many friends do I have? Do I have a lot of friends, or I just have only one? Yes, and all of this also talks about interpersonal skills. What more? Awesome. Come on. So I think you are like 71. So with the faculty and us, I think we are 60 plus students here. Then I should get at least 30 responses from you all. Whatever you're saying is awesome, fantastic. Now that is what I also have. I have prepared a slide deck that I'm going to be sharing with you folks, but whatever I'm going to be talking about, which is there in my slide, is already there in the chat box that you are writing already. Fantastic. So that makes my job easy. Yeah, the way we interact with others. Yes, fantastic. Awesome. Is there anything else? Is there anything more to interpersonal skills? Now, self-confidence, like self-confidence, to be able to somebody who's able to relate really well with others, someone to be liked by others, someone who can be a role model for others. Uh, what is that you really need? Of course, you need self-confidence. You will have to express yourself really well, genuinely with others. All of this is right. What more? Can you just think? You're all like, you must be in your 20, touching 20 or a little over 20. I don't know, 19, 20, 21. So you must be having a lot of experience with your friends. You must be having conflicts. Yeah, so you must be experiencing a lot of stuff already. So what do you think? If you have to be a likable person, if you have to be liked by someone, what is that you will really need? Of course, one of it is self-confidence. Yes. What more you need? You should be able to talk to people. Yes. You should be able to express yourself really well. That is right. Positive attitude. Fantastic. Yeah. So you should be positive. So people really like someone who's very positive, someone who's cheerful, someone full of confidence, someone showing a lot of energy. Yes, no, all of this is needed to be uh, someone good, someone who is liked by everybody. All of this is required um, to be good at interpersonal skills. Yes. So, is there anything more? Positive attitude. Yes. Fantastic. Okay, great. So then let's move on to whatever I have to share with you. So first, I thought I will share a quote from Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was really very famous for his interpersonal skills. There is a book by name Team of Rivals, which chronicles how Abraham Lincoln had a lot of rivals in his own team, and eventually he made friends with those rivals, and he was able to, uh, put America forward. Yeah. So now Abraham Lincoln says, okay, Devadarshini says body language. Yes, body language. Yes, thank you, Devadarshini. Abraham Lincoln says, I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. Okay. So he says, I really don't like this fellow. Which means what? Should I stop talking to him? Should I run away from him? Should I hate him? I don't like this fellow. I should hate him. Um, I should move away from him. I should not talk to him. I should not make friends with him. Is it so? No, I don't like this man. Which means what? I really have to get to know him better. I will have to spend more time with him so that I can get to know this fellow better. Then there are There could be things that you really like in this person, but at the moment you really don't know because your interactions with this individual is really less. Yeah, so that is what we should also be doing. So if you don't like someone, maybe we need to be talking to them, interacting with them. Maybe we should know about them a little bit more. Then maybe we start liking them, or at least we don't hate them. Right now all of this is about interpersonal skills. Now interpersonal skills is all about people, it is about you, it is about me, it is about humans. Yeah, so and it is all about building a positive image, like you said, about self confidence, like you said. It is about being liked by people, and it is all about building relationships. Yeah, so being known as somebody who's approachable, someone who's nice to people, someone who's good, and you are able to easily strike a conversation with this individual who's really good at interpersonal skills. So it is all about relationship building at different levels. Yeah, so now as a colleague, as a friend, now as a relative. So now relationships are at different levels at with different stakeholders, but then you need to have that good relationship at the right level with everybody. So that is all about interpersonal skills, and it is really important, like ma'am Jabina ma'am already mentioned. Okay, Shri, is there something you want to ask? Okay, so interpersonal skills is really important to be, like you rightly said in the chat box, mm, to have a great career, to have a great future, to be really successful. So, because as you grow and things become really complicated and you deal with people more often, right? So you have to be a team player, you have to be a team leader in whatever role you perform in an organization after you join an organization, or even today when you're a student. Now you need to be looked at as somebody who's positive, who's approachable, who can get things done, who's likable, right? So now that is something which we need to be really conscious about. Now how do I become that likable person to everybody? How do I become that go-to person to everybody? So that is something which we need to be conscious about, and that will really help because people get things done. Yeah, so you might have a wonderful strategy, you might have a great plan, you might have a great technique, but end of the day, when it comes to execution, implementation, people get things done, and people are not the same. Everybody come with different interests, different aspirations, different viewpoints, different likings, dislikings, right? So now then it becomes more complex for us to deal with everybody and get things done or work along with everybody without having much of conflict at workplace. Yeah, so to avoid conflict, or even if there is a conflict, then how can I navigate conflict really well? So for all of this, interpersonal skills is really required. Of course, to negotiate well, also like ma'am mentioned at the beginning. So now with that, let me also share quickly what is that I have to share with you all, so that you know that these are the things that I really have to work. Okay, so just give me a moment. I will share my screen. Okay, is this first slide visible? Can someone tell
Yes,
me
sir. Yes, sir.
yes? Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay, now let me share what I have prepared really for this session to share with you all. And Of course, this is something I picked up from Google, but you really don't need this because you know exactly what interpersonal skills are already. So let me move on to some of the things that I want to share. Now, the first premise of interpersonal skills of rapport building to be liked by everybody, okay, so that people can come running and relate with you so quickly if they want to do something. They're so comfortable in your company, everybody. So first thing is, now I might sound like I'm doing a value education class today, now for the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so, but that is the fact, right? So now the first of all is respect for everybody. Okay, now we need to treat everyone with respect, no matter who they are, what position they hold, how they look, whatever. So respect everybody, treat everyone with respect. So that is the first thing, and that is the foundation of interpersonal skills, and that is the foundation of leadership skills, so to say. If you have to be a great leader, you have to be good at, expert at interpersonal skills, communication and interpersonal skills, people leaders. Now we call leaders people leaders. After they become manager, they are called people leaders because they have a team under them and they lead a team, right? So if you have to be leaders in the future, and you have to treat everybody with respect. So you know how to treat everybody with respect, right? So we are good at that. That is in our culture. So let's be really conscious about this when you are in the college itself. To treat everybody with respect, wish everybody, give them that respect, yeah. And also tomorrow when you join a job, treat everybody with respect. Now after you become a leader, you grow up, you become a manager, then you become a senior manager, leader. So now people come in with different positions, from the lower levels to the higher levels, and there are others also, like housekeeping, security, anybody, anybody. The rule is treat them with respect, and this is the number one leadership quality. Please mark my words, this goes a long way in people liking you. So now if you enter a place, now people should wish you, they should come running towards you, and they should want to talk to you. Okay, so respect everybody, um, consciously appreciate differences. Now the next challenge in working along with people comfortably, when you're in a team, like I said, now the world is changing a lot. We are living in a world which is called VUCA. VUCA meaning it is very volatile. The speed of change is very fast. It is uncertain. You are not able to predict things. It is complex. There is a lot of interconnections involved. It is ambiguous. Lack of clarity. So that is the kind of world we are living in, and people in your team, they will come from different places, different geographies, different languages. They will have different faces, color, likes, faith, a lot of things, right? But we need to learn to appreciate differences exist in this world. People are different, but I have to embrace difference. I have to embrace different viewpoints, right? So now that is really important. So if you don't like somebody, or this that fellow is from that region, I don't like him, that is not going to work. Okay, so when you're in a team, that is definitely not going to work. Okay, so somehow we will all be part of a team, and the team is going to be diverse. Okay, so whether it is gender, religion, community, caste, region, race, Asian, European, American, North Indian, South Indian, Tamil, whatever, that is how it is going to be tomorrow, for all of us. Yeah, so now, like, I'm in a team, there are different people in my team. My boss, so they are all white people, black people, Asians, right? So a lot of people. So uh, let's appreciate differences. So we have to be really conscious. This is how it is going to be. Okay, so appreciate differences, only look at the content. content of what is being said, how people really work, what they do, right? But rest of it, I think we should forget and embrace differences. That is how the world is going to be. Yeah, let's be diverse, and there is a lot of talk about diversity, inclusion, belonging. So so appreciate differences. Yeah, so no, everybody should feel really comfortable in our presence and company. So that is uh, leadership. And of course interpersonal skills. Now there is no difference. If you are a leader, then it doesn't mean that you have to be a big guy. A student can be a leader, an individual can be a leader. So if you have all these behaviors, you're a leader in your own terms. Yeah. So now the definition of leadership is also is changing really quickly. And the next important thing, like ma'am already said, is listening to people genuinely. You will have to show interest in what they are talking. So you have to understand what they are saying, understand what is their intention, understand what is their feeling, right? So you will have to be listening to people with your head, with your heart, and with your feet. That's what they say. Head is the content, what is that they are trying to say. Listening with heart is like what is the feeling that they go through, and what is the intention that they are talking, right? So now listening, generally people love to talk, and all of us love to talk. So if there is a topic, we jump and we want to talk and talk and talk, right? But then have this rule: when you are in a conversation, you talk only for 30% and you allow the other person to speak for 70%. Okay, so be a genuine listener. uh, People will start liking you. If you are a good listener, people will start liking you, and they feel really valued. Okay, this fellow, he's got all ears, and he's there, he's listening to me. So they start liking you, and then the relationship gets better. And then if you're working on a project, it is so smooth. Yeah, because you're also a good listener and the rapport is built. So listening is an important skill for everybody from all levels. And more importantly, when you grow up, when you acquire a lot of knowledge, when you read a lot, when you join a job, a team leader, you become a manager, you become a general manager, your salaries go up, your knowledge go up, your skills go up. Listening becomes very difficult. There is some kind of an arrogance that comes in. We call it intellectual arrogance. So then when you really grow up, and when there is someone else who's too junior, you think I know everything, I don't want to listen. So that's not going to work. So listen genuinely, give them that time, make them feel really valued. The other person, your friend, your relative, your parents. Yeah, so tomorrow when you get married, to your children, to your faculty, so listen to people genuinely, and they will start liking you, and then they are willing to help you do your things. They will participate in your ambitions. Yeah, so if you have some work to do, they will participate and help you out. So if you are somebody who respectful, you're appreciating difference, you're listening genuinely, then people are there for you, and then things become really easy, so you can get things done easy and grow up faster. Yeah. And again, this is again a repetition: empathize, empathy. um, Empathy is basically feeling what others are really going through, putting yourself in other person's shoes. Exactly, it is not sympathizing. Sympathizing is feeling sad, you. But then empathizing is, if this had happened to me, for example, one of your friends failed in an exam, you passed, your friend failed, and your friend is like inconsolable, crying. Now, you, he failed or she failed. So that is sympathy. But then just imagining that if I had failed in this exam, how will it be for me? Yeah, if I lost a job, How will it be for me? So that is empathizing, putting yourself in exactly in the other person's uh, situation, and trying to go through the kind of emotions they would have gone through, the kind of joy or happiness or sadness, whatever emotions that they're going through. That is exactly empathy. So we need to have that empathy. Yeah. And of course, emotional restraint, emotional intelligence is really important. um, Emotional intelligence means being aware of the emotions, self awareness. இப்போ நான் கோவப்படுறேன்னா எனக்கு தெரியணும் நான் கோவப்படுறேன்ட்டு. So that is self awareness. If I'm happy, if I need to know I'm joyful, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm angry, right? So I'm impulsive, I get too angry too often. Okay, so now first is you need to have that awareness. So you need to stay calm, introspect, and think through and have that awareness. That's the first step in emotional intelligence. So once you have the awareness of whatever emotions that you go through, then slowly you will be able to control those emotions. Yeah. So at the workplace, a lot of people will be there to bother you, annoy you. um, they might insult you, they might make you angry, but then you will have to practice emotional restraint. Okay, so you don't put uh, you know, you don't give others to take charge of you. You are your own master. Okay, so self control is really important. So for this we can do meditation, yoga, meditation. All of this really helps in emotional restraint. But at the first place, we need to understand, have awareness. இப்போ நான் எனக்கு சுடு சுடுன்னு கோவம் வரும்னா எனக்கு தெரியணும் first. And other thing, one is like practicing meditation, yoga will really help. The other thing is to ask your friends, "Hey, what do you think about how I manage my emotions?" சட்டுன்னு எனக்கு அழ வந்துருது, யாரோ ஏதோ சொல்லிட்டாங்க, சட்டுன்னு எனக்கு அழ வருதுன்னா, தட் இஸ் லேக் ஆஃப் இமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ். உடனே அழறது, உடனே கோவப்படுறது, யாரை பத்தினாலும் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண முடியாம டக்கு 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 டக்குன்னு பேசிட்டே இருக்கிறது. There is something that happened really bad, but then you come and tell that to 10 people. For example, your manager, when you all are doing a job tomorrow, உங்க மேனேஜர் திட்டாருன்னா, திட்டம் வாங்கிட்டு ஒண்ணு அங்க அழுதுட்டாலும் that is lack of emotional intelligence. ஸோ உடனே திட்டம் வாங்கிட்டு அழுதுட்டு இங்க வந்ததும் டீம் மெம்பர் ஒரு 5 பேர் இருக்காங்கன்னா 5 பேர்கிட்டயே மேனேஜர் திட்டாரு, மேனேஜர் திட்டாரு, மேனேஜர். ஸோ தட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ lack of emotional intelligence, right? So emotional intelligence is going to be really important to be very successful in your career and also to be a leader tomorrow. And it is a big deal of interpersonal skills. So practice emotional restraint. You can buy books and read. So first knowledge, you will have to gather knowledge about emotional intelligence. So you can buy books on emotional intelligence by Daniel Goleman. அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம இட்லியா இட்லியா இருங்கல்னு ஒரு புக் இருக்கு தமிழ்ல, சோமவல்லியப்பன் அவர்களோட புக்கு. இட்லியா இருங்கல் வெர்ஷன் 1.2, இப்போ now it is 2.0 கூட வந்திருக்கு. So please buy these books and read. At the first place, knowledge. So knowledge learned, when you start practicing what you know, then it becomes over a period of time a skill, right? So that is how the skill development happens. Now first is knowledge, and then you practice it, or you keep practicing it. Over a period of time it becomes a habit. Habit na skill na habit. Yeah. So that is important. Being assertive is important. Interpersonal skills life, ஒரு பவர்ஃபுல்லான ஆள் இருக்காரு, if they are trying to mow you down, if your manager says like நீ இதை பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும், I don't know, if somebody with power, they are trying to move you down. But being assertive is like standing up to them and politely telling them, boss, this is not on. I won't be able to do this. This involves a lot of challenges. Like saying, also saying no to powerful people. is being assertive. Self confidence, you one of you spoke about self confidence. Now someone who's assertive, they have a lot of self confidence. So body language, you spoke about body language, right? Now being assertive is also having right posture, standing erect, chin up, looking into the eyes of the other people, talking, looking into the eyes, talking boldly, yeah, but at the same time being polite. Okay, so assertive அப்படிங்கிறது வந்து it is a fine balance between being submissive and being arrogant. Arrogantனா காச் மூச்சுன்னு கத்துறது, like, right? But communication, so you also spoke about communication. All of this is communication only. Now communication also is a biggest part of interpersonal skills, right? So submissive அப்படிங்கிறது அடங்கி அடே ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. அரரோகன்ஸ்ங்கிறது முடியவே முடியாது முடியாது முடியாது. பட் அசர்ட்டிவ்ங்கிறது இப்போ முடியாது, பட் பொலைட்லி. ஸோ யூ ஸ்ட்ரைக்கிங் தட் balance. Now being more objective, giving them the facts. I'm already working on something which is urgent. This point of time I won't be able to do it. Can I do it next week? Can I do it next month? Right? So that is being assertive. So now it will show the way you walk, the way you talk, not arrogant, not dominating, but just the the middle path is being assertive. So it's like Buddha's middle path, not the extremes. All right. And the next important aspect is showing results. Now why people will have to follow you, why people will have to like you? There are, yes, of course you are respectful and this and that, a lot of things. uh, you're a nice person, but end of the day you are there to get things done. Yeah, so tomorrow a company is going to hire you to get things done. So you will have to do something, you have to work, you have to show results. Okay, now all of these are interlinked. Now people also like somebody who's getting things done and who shows results. So you will have to show results. Now if you have to show results, you have to have that drive and persistence. Yeah, so vidamuyarchi, and until the time you reach the goal, you keep on going, so you never give up, so you are persistent. All right, so you will have to practice persistence. So maybe you can start off with taking small goals in your life and start achieving those goals. And then over a period of time you can also take some big long term goals, right? But end of the day you have to show results, you have to stay committed, determined, and whatever is given to you, you have to complete it on time. So results are important. So tomorrow if you're joining us, I don't, okay, you are all computer science and students. So if if there is a delivery for you, a project needs to be done, you have to write like thousands of test cases. If there is a deadline, you will have to meet that deadline with high quality all the time. So show results. People like people who show results. Okay, now this is again an important aspect of interpersonal skills. But then you are somebody really good, you show results, you get things done, everything is done. And if you do not have emotional intelligence, then then that doesn't work. So இது எல்லாமே நீங்க பண்ணணும். So I'm a great performer, Anna, I'm impulsive, I don't respect people, I lack emotional intelligence, I don't help people, I don't appreciate difference. அப்படின்னா that doesn't work. அந்த நேரத்துக்கு temporarily you will be successful, but then you cannot become a big leader. Okay, so it is not only about performance, it is also about performance. So performance is important. ஆனா performance மட்டும் இல்ல, performanceம் நீங்க காட்டணும், அதே நேரத்துல இது எல்லாமும் பண்ணணும். Right, so it is a combination. So ஒன்னு இல்லாம ஒன்னு முடியாது. But generally what happens in the organizations, performance பயங்கரமா இருக்கும், but then they are also arrogant. Yeah, so maybe because they are also achieving results again and again and again, they might get arrogant, but eventually they will fall flat on their face. And researchers in leadership, they say there is something called an humbling experience. So somebody who thinks really high about themselves, நான் எல்லாமே அச்சீவ் பண்ணிட்டு வரேன், I'm a big guy அப்படின்னா, the universe has got a design. They will face something called an humbling experience in their life, which means what? They will fall flat on their face ஒரு வாட்டி விடுவாங்க. If they don't really realize their mistake, get back and run, then they are gone. Okay, so we don't have to be like that. So it is really important to know all these things now as students. So when you know it now, and you are already starting off with all the weapons in your armor, so you can really work your way up really faster. Yeah, so that's good. And another important aspect is you volunteer to help. When you find a colleague having some trouble with a project, with a presentation, with a speech, or with the exams, or in the office with an assignment, with Excel file, with graphs, whatever, you just don't be a bystander. Just step in and help them. You volunteer to help people. You volunteer to solve problems for others. No problems now, பெரிய problems கிடையாது. Even small things you should do. Yeah. So now people like problem solvers. They're going to like uh, be around you all the time if you solve problems with them. Yeah, so you should be that go-to person. Hey, இந்த எக்ஸல் இது இப்படி பண்ணணுமா, இந்த கோடு, ஓகே கம்ப்யூட்டர் சயின்ஸ்ங்கிறது நான் மறந்துடுறேன். யா, இதுல இந்த கோடிங் பண்ணணுமா, இந்த டெஸ்டிங் பண்ணணுமா, இந்த டெவலப்மெண்ட் பண்ணணுமா, ஓகே ரீச் அவுட் டு தட் பர்சன். He'll get things done. So we have to be that. So again, uh, this happens when you volunteer to help. Then people, when they are in 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 need of help, you just don't be watching. You just step in and help them. Okay, so that goes a long way. Quickly, time on the Ict it is 10:55, and I said, and okay, now like I said, இது வந்து கொஞ்சம் வேல்யூ எஜுகேஷன் கிளாஸ் மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும். But end of the day, that is the fact, that is the practicality, and that is the reality in whether it is developing interpersonal skills or leadership skills. Now more, I'm just talking about more in terms of leadership. Yeah, so now interpersonal skills, people skills, leadership skills na, right? So being humble is really important. So be humble, carry yourself with grace. Whatever achievements you have done, that's okay, there is more to achieve, right? So you need to have that mindset. You have to be on the ground, be humble, and someone who's there for people all the time, for your friends, for your team members, for your parents, for your relatives, right? For the society. So be humble, show compassion. Compassion abdina, it is caring for others genuinely, unconditionally, and without beat anybody. So usually, see, we have love for our parents, we have love for our children, we have love for our relatives, we have love for our close friends, close relatives. So செலக்டிவா தான் நமக்கு வந்து அன்பு வரும். Compassion means அந்த செலக்டிவா வரக்கூடாது. We should be caring for everybody. So that is compassion. So as much as possible, these things won't happen immediately. And if you ask me, I am talking about this. If you ask me, I'm still learning to be humble. I'm still learning to show compassion. But then it is important to know that I have to be humble. I have to show compassion, right? So the first place is knowledge. So when I have the knowledge, then I should also know that, okay, it is not enough to have knowledge only. I have to put that knowledge into practice. So you start practicing it over a period of time in a little possible way. then over a period of time it will come to you, right? But then we should make conscious efforts to be humble, to show compassion, to not to judge people too fast. ஏதோ தப்பு நடந்துருச்சு, நீங்க ஒரு டீம் லீடரா இருக்கீங்க, யாரோ ஒருத்தர் லேட்டா வராரு அப்படின்னா டக்குன்னு அவங்க மேல you should not judge, this fellow is like that. Yeah, so maybe there is some reason behind that. When somebody shouts at you, don't judge too quickly. Don't know, I need to understand. So remember Abraham Lincoln's I don't like this guy, I must get to know him better. So you should always get to know things better, go a little bit more deeper before jumping into making judgments about others. Okay, so this is not good for decision making tomorrow, right? Or even now today. So just go slow when it comes to judge people, or never judge people, because you be a giver. It is all about giving. Yeah, so leadership, interpersonal skills is all about giving. Yeah, so just um, don't judge people too fast. Just go slow, be patient, right? And last but not the least, in these items that I have put, be cheerful, be happy. So you enjoy, have fun. Yeah, so just spread happiness, sport a smile, always put a smiling face, be cheerful, have fun, learn a lot of new things. Yeah, so always be cheerful, always be known as somebody, people, when they look at somebody who's cheerful and smiling, they also start smiling, they also feel that vibes. So spread those good vibes wherever you are, right? So be cheerful. And and Maya Angelou is a poet. The old woman there in the picture, she's called Maya Angelou. She's a poet, social activist in the US. And one of her quotes is really very famous, which is, I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, people will never forget how you made them feel. Yeah, so now this is all about interpersonal skills, this is all about leadership. Now how you make the other person feel, do they feel worried in your company, do they feel stressed in your company, do they feel happy in your company, do they feel relaxed in your company, do they feel comfortable in your company, right? So now that is really important. So anybody who comes in contact with you, make sure that they take a great feeling with them. Okay, so with that, be happy, stay healthy, and thank you all so much for this wonderful audience and patient listening. Once again, let me thank all of you students, and also the college management, the principal, HOD ma'am, Jabina ma'am, Kotishwari ma'am, and the ICT Academy, Balaji from ICT Academy, all of you. Thank you all so much. And that's it from me. Be happy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Thank
very much,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
man. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you.